Hello and welcome back to Building the Bible. My name is Liam Croft and I am the Digital Ministry Coordinator here at St. Mark's Anglican Church, but beyond that I am quite the LEGO fan, as you can see from all the LEGO around me. Today we are going to be continuing our journey through the Old Testament of the Bible. In the first episode we took a look at the story of Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden, as you can see recreated in front of me here. And then in the second episode, we took a look at the story of Noah and Noah's Ark. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at a man named Abram. First, though, if you want to skip ahead to see what was built in this episode, you can do so by going to the time located on the screen roughly over here. So, with that, let us get on with the reading for today from the Spark Story Bible, Abram's Call. One day, God said to a man named Abram, "It's time for you to leave your home and family and go to a new land. In this new land, I will give you many things and make sure people know about you. I will be kind to those who are kind to you. To the ones who are unkind, I will be unkind. Because of you, all the families on earth will be blessed." Abram was 75 years old and had a long white beard, but he didn't let his age stop him. On his trip, Abram took his wife, Sarai, and his nephew, Lot. They walked many miles leading to the new land. It was a hot and dusty trip, but Abram knew that where God was leading them would be a beautiful place. The trip was long and hard because they carried all their pots and pans, dishes, and clothes with them. "Whew, I'm hot," said Sarai, as her face grew red. "I'm getting kind of tired," sighed Abram, as Lot groaned, "My feet hurt." When they finally got to the land of Canaan, Abram stopped by a tall and shady oak tree. It felt good to get out of the blazing sun. God came to him there in the cool shade and said, "I have a surprise for you. I promise to give this land to your family forever." Abram and Sarai and Lot were so thankful to God for this wonderful gift that they jumped and danced and hugged each other and shouted, "Hooray!" To show God they were grateful, Abram decided to build 2 altars to honor God. He would build one altar out of large, smooth stones by the tree, and the other altar out of pieces of wood by his tent in the hills. So, after hearing that story, I think what I'm going to do is try and recreate that big oak tree. I'll probably build something sort of similar to what I did with Adam and Eve, but maybe with a little bit more green blocks or something on top. We'll see how it goes. I'm also going to try to build the 2 altars. I'll use probably some brown bricks for the wooden altar, and then I'll use some gray or something like that for the stone altar. Well, let's see how it goes. I'll grab a base plate and some more bricks, and we will get started with today's build in the time lapse starting now. Alright, I am finished my build, everyone, and as you can see, I've tried pretty hard to recreate the setting that was described in the Spark Story Bible. I started off by deciding to build a bit of a hill. I just kind of built the outside perimeter and left the center hollow, just using a couple of bricks to support it. And then I used some big Lego base plates I had, which are the size of a full brick, to form the top of the hill. And the reason I wanted a nice big hill is, first of all, it talks about how Abram decided to build the wooden altar near his tent at the top of the hill in the Spark Story Bible. But I also wanted to be able to put a couple of crates and different foliage and stuff around to give it a little bit more definition and kind of show that these three people just arrived at this beautiful location for the first time very recently. So that's what these crates are, and you'll notice that lot down here in the corner has a knapsack with a glass in it as well, kind of for driving home that point. Once I finished the hill, I decided to move on to the tree, and I did this pretty similarly to how I did it in our first episode, which was the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve. And I just used some brown bricks to kind of build up a bit of a trunk, using some angled pieces to give it a little bit more definition. But this time at the top, I used some green bricks to try to integrate in and just kind of built it out a little bit before adding the foliage pieces all the way around. For the altars, I just used smooth Lego bricks on the top and some angled bits just to give it a little bit more definition on the bottom. And I put the stone one down here with Abram under the tree, and then the wooden one up here near Sarai at the top of the hill. So that's it for the build this week. I appreciate you all for watching. And if you'd like to share anything you create with us, you can do so by sending an email to lego@stmark.ca. We'll be showcasing some of these builds in our next episode. I've gotten a few great looking ones so far. So if you'd like to, feel free to send in a photo of you or your build, whatever you prefer. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up for this week. We'll be back next week with a new episode focusing on a new Old Testament story. And in fact, maybe before I disappear, I will mention there's a lot of stories that focus on Abram and his family going forward at this location, so you might be able to check out some of our old episodes of The Lion's Den if you're interested in those. That's all for this week. Thank you for watching.